I had been planning it for 3 months. Not extravagantly, intentionally. My daughter Ava had turned 8 and wanted real carnival. Not balloons in the living room, a ring toss booth, a cotton candy machine, a rented popcorn cart, one of those inflatable obstacle courses that look bigger than they are. I worked extra hours to cover it. Skipped a weekend trip with friends, put the deposits down myself. It wasn't about impressing anyone. It was about watching her feel chosen. The vendors arrived early that Saturday. The backyard transformed in a way that made Ava spin in circles when she saw it. Her tiara, plastic, glittery, slightly crooked, caught the sun as she ran between the booths. "Best birthday ever," she whispered to me like it was a secret. By noon, families started arriving. My brother showed up with his son, Liam, who had just finished a school tournament. My dad clapped him on the back loudly. "Big week for this guy," Dad announced. "Regional champs." I smiled politely and kept checking in with Ava. The cake was delivered mid-afternoon. Large, white, tiered enough to look special. I hadn't seen it yet, I'd trusted the bakery. When they placed it on the table, I was helping refill popcorn. I heard the laughter before I saw the cake. Not joyful laughter. The kind that anticipates a reaction. I walked over. Across the frosting, in blue script. "Congrats, Liam." For a second, my brain tried to process it as a mistake. Then my dad said, "We figured we'd combine the celebrations. Saves money." He laughed like it was clever. My brother shrugged. 2 birds, 1 stone. Ava stood beside me, still holding a paper ticket she'd saved for the ring toss. She didn't cry. She didn't say anything. She reached up, slowly, and took off her tiara. That was the moment. Not the cake, not the joke, the quiet. "Sweetheart," I said gently, kneeling beside her. "Do you want to go inside for a minute?" She nodded. Inside the kitchen, she placed the tiara on the counter carefully, like it was fragile. "It's okay," she said too fast. "Lum worked hard." I swallowed. "I know he did," I said. "But today was yours." She looked at the floor. I stood up and walked back outside. The carnival music was still playing through the rented speakers. Kids were lining up near the obstacle course. My dad was already cutting into the cake, angling the "congrats" side toward Liam for photos. I walked straight to the vendor managing the inflatables. "We're wrapping up early," I said calmly. He blinked. "Everything okay?" "Yes. Please start deflating after this round." I crossed the yard to the cotton candy machine. "Can we close down in 10 minutes?" I asked. The attendant hesitated, glancing toward my brother. "But there's still, I'm the one who booked you," I said not harshly. "Just clear." He nodded. One by one the music lowered. The popcorn machine powered down. The inflatable began to sag slowly at the edges. Guests noticed. "What's going on?" my brother asked, irritation creeping into his voice. "I'm ending the party," I said. "You're what?" This was Ava's birthday. "It still is," he snapped. "You're being dramatic." I looked at him steadily. "No. I'm being specific." My dad stepped in. "You're going to disappoint all these kids over a name on a cake." I didn't raise my voice. "You already disappointed one." Silence hung for a beat too long. Relatives began whispering. Some started gathering their things, sensing the shift. My brother gestured toward the half-deflated obstacle course. "You can't just shut everything down." "I can," I replied. "I paid for it." That was the undeniable part. By the time the last vendor loaded their equipment into a van, the yard looked smaller. Quieter. Ava came outside and stood next to me. She asked, "For today," I said, "but we're going to have our own celebration." "Just us." She nodded slowly. Inside, my phone began vibrating. Texts, missed calls, cousins. "My aunt, you overreacted. It was just a cake. You embarrassed everyone." I didn't respond. That evening, after the house was quiet, I took Ava out for ice cream. No decorations, no crowd, just a small table near the window. "I'm sorry," she said again. "For what?" "For ruining it." I reached across the table and took her hand. "You didn't ruin anything," I said. "You didn't do anything wrong." She studied my face, searching for something. "Why did they do that?" she asked. I chose my words carefully. Sometimes people think it's easier to combine things than to make space for each person separately, I said. But you deserve your own space. She was quiet for a long moment. Next year, she said, can we just do something small? We can do whatever feels right, I said. When we got home, I found my dad's voicemail. You made a point, he said. Hope it was worth it. I didn't call back. It wasn't about making a point. It was about making sure my daughter never learned that her milestones were negotiable. The carnival ended early. But something else ended too, and I'm okay with that.